talking all about this season's rain so far and what we could expect in the near future. Now, spring, you typically think about rainy conditions. We've seen obviously rain across the entire country, but some places more rain than others. In fact, we've actually seen drought conditions in some places across the country, which is really emphasizing the wildfire season, which we've seen, especially across British Columbia, where there's over 90 active wildfires currently. Across the entire country, over 200 active wildfires. And rain isn't necessarily always a bad thing. Yes, this scene doesn't look the greatest in Edmonton. You can see that car almost up to rain covering the tires. We've seen heavy rainfall even in Saskatchewan, but these are places that actually really do need the rain. And we're diving into this with our meteorologist here at the Weather Network, Kevin MacKay. We do have some storms sparking up across the west, but as Luke Bryan says, rain isn't a bad thing, correct?
No, I think it grows corn and makes other things. So yeah, the prairies, this is when you have to rely on those storms to bring the rainfall. Unlike other times of the year, you don't get the synoptic systems that bring just moderate precip for a couple of days. This is an all or nothing battle. And here's a look at a beautiful supercell in Saskatchewan. You can see that rain shaft where it's a little blurry behind the shelf cloud. Now this is when you can get 40, 50, 60 millimeters in less than an hour, while just down the road, the road's still bone dry. So we need many storms to hit all the areas, but that's when you have to rely on it. Summer months for the prairies in Ontario, while the coasts, you have to rely on more of the shoulder seasons. So you're the shoulders of the country and you're also dealing with the fall storms. Then February, that's when we struggle to get the moisture into Canada. Now you mentioned the drought conditions in the prairies. Flin Flon and Prince Albert have had a lot of attention over the last couple of weeks with the fire situation. That's where we have the most extreme drought. And hopefully over the next few weeks, we can actually chip away at some of these situations, because so far, over the last couple of months, it hasn't been a whole lot of good news. Since April 1st, look at Edmonton, for instance, you're about 57% of what you normally see with 65 millimeters. Thompson, though, put an asterisk on that, because at the beginning of April, you still had 80 centimeters of snow on the ground, so you didn't necessarily need the rain at the beginning. Now, this is to break down when each city kind of sees their rainiest month. Now, you can see in the prairies, June and July, very popular because of those summer storms. Now, once you get into eastern Canada and Vancouver, that's, again, when you get the shoulder seasons. St. John's, you get all those cold, rainy, and snowy storms coming in December, and it's not ideal to be in St. John's if you're wanting some sunny skies. Now, in terms of the wettest cities, St. John's also on that list. Of course, they're all on the coasts as well. Now, moving forward this time of year, yeah, you get those storms in the prairies. That's exactly where we're going to be looking at it for the next 7 days. Have a look at this. Now, where you see those bands of red and even the yellow, those will fluctuate and might even disappear from forecast to forecast, because the models are trying to pinpoint where the thunderstorms are, but 5 or 6 days out. That's pretty tough. We're also tracking that swath Wednesday of some potentially very heavy rain for southern Ontario and Quebec, following some nice humidity.